I've been playing Minecraft entirely inside of VR for over a year now, and the only terraforming I've done is a small amount all the way back in episode 2. So for the past few episodes, I've been pushing my terraforming limits to build a completely custom canyon biome. Although I've planned to turn it into a food-producing empire, it currently looks like this. So the next step towards that empire is finishing layer 2, where I plan on adding a couple of overhangs. I have never done anything like this inside of Minecraft, let alone in VR, so the first thing we need to do is completely redesign this part of the skeleton. This indent right here is going to look really funky if I have this wall and then a 90-degree angle into the indent. I think that's just not a good way of doing it. Instead, I think I'm going to get rid of that line completely, and this is just going to go straight in. So first, I'm going to adjust this layer so it meets with that part. So I think, okay, actually, kind of extend this part a little bit, and then probably right about here, we're going to have it come up. And then this is going to come down a little bit more. So that not only can you get up from this side once the circles are all done, I think. Can you get up from... Oh, I kind of didn't make that a thing. Whoops. Well, I can probably add something over here, but we'll ignore that. We'll pretend it doesn't exist. So not only can you get up from this part, definitely, you can also get up from over here, wherever that meets up, which is going to be with the indent, and it's going to meet with the arch, which comes over here, and maybe I can even do a cave right here that leads up to this part. Oh my god, I need a sign. Where's my wood at? I need some wood so I can put down a sign so I don't forget what a genius I am. Boom, 3 signs. That's all you need. There we go. Perfect. Back to the important things. Can't believe I made that. Alright, we're gonna mark it first with the Overhang terracotta. And we're gonna increase pretty quickly. I think. Okay, that's gonna be the lip of the edge. It's really not that big of an addition up this way, but what's gonna help is me bringing this down. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Gonna get rid of some of this dirt as well. I mean, what am I mining all this for? It's gonna be grass here anyway. I mean, I could put another circle here. Push this in a little bit. So this is the center of the circle here. Yeah, that's gonna be as tall as this one's gonna have to be. I have to go look at the circle chart again. Okay, so I probably want a 13 one. Maybe 5, 2 to 5. Change to meet up with that. Make it 5. Okay. Now that we have a skeleton planning out the changes, let's fill them in. Easy. And it looks pretty good too. Now that these 2 walls are done, which leads up to this part of the canyon, which is where I need to continue filling in now. Instead of having a normal flat wall like a lot of these other parts are, I'm gonna have it come outwards. Or I guess starting from the top, it's gonna go inwards. This poor description is where our first overhang will be. I wonder what the best way to approach this is, because I know for the indent part, I'm gonna have to carve into the mountain. The indent isn't gonna come here and then stop right there. I definitely want it to look pretty nice. I'm gonna go away from that guy. Okay, he's not following me. What if we carve into the wall first? We plan out where we want the base, and then we can build up from there. Perfect. This is about where the floor is. Get rid of all this dirt. I guess the best thing to do is to start over here. I mean, considering it goes up to there, yeah, I think here is a good place to have the indent be. And I know using nether brick is kind of weird for the location we're in, but this is going to be like almost like a cave. So it's going to be darker in here. I'm okay with using darker colors, and there's going to be structures. It's not supposed to be a highlight. If you missed the last episode, that might have been confusing. This canyon is split into 3 layers, starting with dark colors on layer 1 and transitioning to lighter blocks as we move up. However, in places like this, or where I generally just want a shadow, I'll still be using darker colors to accentuate that. So we're going to be using a lot of netherrack and nether brick here, and I kind of need an excuse to use my nether brick. I've barely used any of it up. This is going to be a much smarter use of my time. Okay, I think it's planned out properly. It looks so funny. There's just a square missing from this poor guy. Okay. Oh, another thing I just realized, this doesn't mean anything anymore. I will mine more of that, but not yet, because I need to go drop off some of the obnoxious stone I have in my inventory, because it is a lot of it. I hope those guys didn't see me. I'm so smart. My brain is just fueled. They followed me. I'm running. They followed me. Okay, I think I lost them. Don't come to this big giant house, guys. I know. My secret lair. I feel like bubbles right now. You made it into my house? Oh my god, they're everywhere. Okay, there's the laner. Okay, alright. Okay, well, I had to deal with those guys on flat screen because my headset died, but I'm back. Literally 2 seconds later, decided to want to turn on, so I'm gonna see how long this lasts. Last time this happened, I was just fine. I was able to record for another 3 hours. Thank God, that is emptied. Okay, that's all in order. I'm gonna go figure out what I'm gonna do for the rest of this. Yeah. Okay, this should work pretty well, honestly. Okay. Now, since we have that initial layer planned, the next step, the next course of action to make this work and know what I'm doing. Oh, I need to take down that. Let me do that real quick. Boom. Okay. That annoying little distraction is out of the way. So the best thing to do here is to plan out how this part of the wall is going to meet with that part, which it's not too difficult. Okay, I don't think that looks perfect. I think it needs a little bit of adjusting, but actually that's not half bad. I think the only part I don't like is how it's all threes. 3 3 2 2 5 coming down. So maybe we do 5 2 3 2 3 instead. Okay. And that is honestly the hardest part. The rest of it will be very tedious, but not as difficult as this. It's pretty much just matching this line the best we can and making it a little bit less intense or more intense depending on where we're at. Okay, that should not be that big, so we'll make it there. I think that'll look pretty decent. If I kept that the same but changed those up, would that look weird? I don't think so, but I do like the way it looks now. What if we start a wall here? Because it's gonna have to meet up with that, right? So we know kind of what we have to do. Let's do this. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty solid, honestly. I don't really see that many problems. Oh my god. That is so cool. Okay, I'm excited to get this done. Let's sleep. Let's get this thunderstorm out of the way so the replay doesn't look like garbage. And then let's continue this silly curve. Okay. That is one side of this monster done. And it looks so cool. I'm so exhausted, but I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of it. And now I want to figure out where this is gonna meet. So this is gonna meet here, or we can start here. I think I like that option better.
Okay, this wall isn't done yet because I have to do that one with it because my brain will not like it otherwise. But, so I'm going to stop for a moment. Oh my god. That looks so cool. You know, I was worried because of, like, if you look at it from here, this kind of looks like a mess. You know, you can kind of, if you look at it for a minute, you can differentiate what's going on here. You understand what's happening. But at first glance, it's kind of a mess. But you look at that, and oh my goodness, it's amazing. I think it was a really good idea to use terracotta and nether brick for the under part, even though it's layer 2 and I'm supposed to use less. That whole area is just covered in shadow. And the next wall we have to fill in is this big boy.
Hello everyone, Editor Goop here. I just wanted to interrupt real quick to mention the elephant in the room, and no, it's not the slightly cracked door behind me, but if you've been watching me, or if you've watched any of my videos, you know that it's almost been about 2 years since I recorded. And so I just wanted to mention why that is, why I'm back, and what my plans are for the future. First of all, in my last video, if you've seen it at the end, I did mention that I might have to step away from YouTube, and that did end up happening. That's because I had been seeing a very nice girl for a few months. We are now moved in together, and I was working part-time at a gas station, and I was thinking about our future, and I realized that if I wanted to be able to support a future with her together, I couldn't rely on a part-time job on YouTube. Now, I know that I shouldn't be doing YouTube for the money. I would like to say that I'm not. I know everybody does. I genuinely love Minecraft. As a 22, almost 23-year-old man, I'll say that. I love Minecraft, and I've dreamt about playing Minecraft in VR ever since the two connected to my brain as like a child, maybe a preteen. I love it, but I needed to reprioritize things that were in my life, and so I started going to school. Right now I'm attending Salt Lake Community College. Originally, I was going into medicine. That made no sense to me, and all the like medical terminology classes, anatomy, scared me. And one day I was scrolling online and I saw a video of people redesigning a street to be more pedestrian friendly, and I love walkable cities. I love walkable cities. And I've been watching, I had like stumbled onto the idea of walkable cities and walkability and Strodes from a YouTube channel called Not Just Bikes. I'm sure you've heard of them. They got pretty big for a while. They are still pretty big, let's be honest. But they put me onto the idea of redesigning cities for people. And I loved the idea of that. And so I started doing some research, seeing what kind of career you can make out of that. And I discovered civil engineering. So I am currently in my second year, 4th semester. It's like Salt Lake Community College. It's great. I love it. And this entire time I've been away, I've been thinking about YouTube. I have been thinking about playing Minecraft, especially in VR. I hadn't had much time, and I think now I'm finally starting to get into the rhythm. Even though I'm taking Calculus 2 and Physics, I somehow feel like I can also start recording VR again. So we'll see how that goes. But that's why I'm back. I cannot keep myself away from that VR headset. I don't think I'm going to be able to put anywhere near as much time editing the videos as I was before. So not in this video and future videos, there's going to be, you know, less zany moves, sound effects, transitions. It's going to be restricted to almost completely VR gameplay and replay mod, which I hopefully have set it up in a nice way. But if you've noticed a shift in like pacing, that might be why. And I like that because, but I did not like how long it would take me to edit. I was spending almost more time editing the videos than I was recording, and I did not like it. So I feel like I needed a shift regardless of the motivation, but we're here now. So hopefully with some restructuring of how I edit, how I record, I can keep uploading VR Minecraft. It's so much fun. I love building these huge mega structures in VR and looking up at them and actually feeling the space that they create. This episode, we're making the arch, as you know. We're doing the last couple layers of the canyon. Looks so insane in VR. I love it. So anyway, thank you for allowing the interruption. Back to our regularly scheduled VR.
Okay, half of this is already done. Oh my god, I'm flying through this cliff. Forgot that when they're stuck in walls like that, I can't get it. Okay, this wall is done. That honestly didn't take too long. And I'm also realizing that once again, I'm probably not going to have enough terracotta. Everything else is fine, but I'm going to need another refill. So I guess we'll see how bad it is once we actually run out, but I have more walls to do. I fell, so the last couple blocks are a little late, but that should be layer 2 all done and complete. I want to go up there and take a look at it real quick. It's finally shaping up. This place is starting to look like a canyon. The green is disappearing. But with the right side done, it's time to start with the left side. I do think I'm going to need to get another refill of terracotta before I can finish the canyon, but one more should be the last one I need to do. And the only spot I think is really going to kill me terracotta-wise is that cliffside right there. That's going to be another indent, and that first one absolutely killed my resources. So I'm kind of worried about what that's going to do to me. And I just realized that's exactly where we need to start. Alright, first thing we got to do is clear out this area. Okay, I think this should be more than enough. Okay, now that we have a nice little safety net carved into the mountain, we can start planning out the guidelines to this thing. I think I'm going to start on that side this time because I know it's going to start pretty flat. I think let's start with this one right here. Okay, how does this first curve look? Not bad. The flat part of the wall goes higher than that side, which I like already, but we'll have to see what happens when we get to this part. But now that this part of the wall's done, or this part of the wall, this one guideline's done, I'm going to fill in the rest. Okay, I think I can work with this. Next up is to build a deeper outline and then fill in the blanks. So I think I'm going to start right about there because that's really deep. Okay, this is a really ambitious curve. Oh my god. Whoa, I'm falling. Okay, I'm back up now. Especially for how close it is to that less intense edge. But I like it. I like this shape a lot, actually. And it's exactly what I need. You're gonna have a bunch of space for structures, and I think it's still gonna look amazing. But I won't really know until I fill it in. Now, my question is this too intense? Oh, I already missed a spot, but no. Like, I want this to be even more dark because I look at that and I really like how much the nether bricks bring out the shadow, but since it's so dispersed, it also looks a little messy. So I'm thinking if I concentrate the nether brick to specific parts of the wall, the shadows will pop even more. Like over here, for example, there's small little arches that make up the greater cliffside. So if the first few arches were just nether bricked and then each arch I had more and more, that probably would have been a better decision. So those first few arches, first few walls were even darker and popped even more. Which actually, now that I think about it, I could just go back and fix it. I'll do it later. Oh my goodness. That looks really cool. And that's exactly what I needed. See over here? I came up a little bit and then I started coming out and then I flattened near the edge. And it's really bad over on that side. But then again, it was starting to get flat. Over here, I said, screw that. I'm pushing this to its limits. And I really like it. Let's continue. Oh my god. Every time I jump down here, it looks even more catastrophic, and I mean that in the best way possible. That's the only word that I could think of when I look at this thing. Ooh, oh, wait, is that it? I think that's done. I'm not seeing any holes from this angle. Here, let me stand back. Let me stand back a little bit more. No, it's filled in. Wait, that definitely needs a block. Okay, now it's filled in. And I think I know the perfect spot to get a nice view of this thing. From this angle, it's really easy to tell the difference between the two overhangs that I built. This one is super smooth and this one is very exaggerated. I think they both have their merits, but I like this one just because it almost seems cartoonish. That can be a good and a bad thing. But right now, I see it as a good thing because thanks to this very exaggerated slope, not only did we get a really nice shadow underneath, but there's going to be plenty of room for structures in there, like housing for villagers and maybe even a farm. Remember, this canyon's only purpose is to bring me food, so I'm going to fill it with as many farms and villagers and really anything in between.
When I got ready to finish layer 2, I decided to try streaming for the first time, and boy, it did not end well.
Okay, so if you don't know what's going on, the last few weeks of my life has been spent in this valley. And last time, I did this. I was going to stream it, but life had other plans, so today we're going to be starting with this wall and then pushing down. You notice that I'm kind of going much further out because it's going to kind of ease into it, so it looks like it's got some, thank you computer, some kind of natural aspect to it. Oh, uh-oh, I knew this would happen. Come on. I know you want to reconnect. Come on.
My Wi-Fi can be pretty inconsistent, so I decided to chalk it up to that and gave it another shot.
Okay, so I never promised to have the best Wi-Fi, and it seems it just completely dropped out on me, so streaming might have to wait. But I'll try it again.
Not only did I leave the cursor on screen, but almost exactly 20 minutes later, the stream died again.
Do this again so it looks nice. Don't you dare! Okay, I think we're screwed. Alright, so now that this is ready, I'm gonna go check on my stream and make sure it's going well. I don't think it is. Let's see. Nope, it ended again. At this point in the video, I attempted streaming twice. Both times it disconnected around 19 and a half minutes, so streaming might have to wait. I did run out of red terracotta, surprisingly. I just crafted some more and a little bit more orange terracotta. I didn't realize it, but I'm using a lot more red than I expected. So I'm going to have to go to the mesa biome sooner than I thought to get a refill. But I still have some on me right now. Nothing's stopping. Wait a minute. While I'm still near the house, I need more scaffolding. I've been struggling with the amount of scaffolding I do have for a while. Okay, finally, this ginormous wall is done. Started on stream, finished in recording. That's how we roll. But this wall, I'm going to do first before I do the upper part of it. Okay, I just finished this wall. I gotta do the circle, but I'm looking at the arch, and I'm thinking not only do I want to pull that leg forward, but I'm also probably going to pull this leg forward, or maybe even this cliff forward a little bit. Because if it comes out here, then that leg will kind of look funny. Or maybe I'll just leave it. I'll just change the way this ledge eases into that part of the canyon. Okay, that looks pretty good. But I'm not going to fill that in yet because, like I said, I'm saving the canyon for last. I rub my little greasy hands together. Greasy? Well, back to my last stack of red terracotta. So after this cliff, I'll probably have to go get more. Oh, okay, circle's done. I have 20 blocks of red terracotta left. Let me sleep real quick. 20 blocks left of terracotta. I do have some normal terracotta to dye, but it's not going to get me much further. If there's any chance it could help me finish layer 2, I probably would do it, but I just don't think it will. I have to do... That's layer 3. I have to do... What do I have to do? Okay, I have to do that one for sure. I want to bring one of these canyons out or edit them because there's going to be grass right here and it's going to look really funky. And I don't want to dig into it a lot, especially considering this one could come out more. Okay, before I get some red terracotta, I'm going to figure this out. Okay, first edit done. And then I'm going to change that just to meet up with that wall over here. And yes, we are going to have to do some mining. Okay, I like that. I think that's literally it. I'll leave in mind this out just to be safe. Alright, the edit has been made. I am going to get some terracotta. And probably repair my pickaxe. Hi Mesa, I'm back to take more of your beautiful terracotta. Okay, that should be the last bit of terracotta I need for this set. 5 more shulkers. Oh my goodness, my arm is so sore. Well, I have run out of terracotta for the second time, so I made a third refill run, and now I'm back. I got a new shield, I repaired my tools, and my inventory is organized and ready to finish layers 2 and 3. Once we're done with this, we can finally begin the arch. I'm so excited for it. There's a lot to do here, but they're all kind of connecting to the arch in some way, so we're gonna skip all of that and just do this. Alright, layer 2 is done. Layer 3 is not going to take me any time. It's probably just going to be a time lapse, really. And then we'll move on to the arch. Ooh, I am flying through these circles. Part of me feels like I am not, and then I look at the time and it's like, oh wow, that only took me 5 minutes. On to the next one. There's a pillager over there. You poor fool. That's what I thought. Look at you losers. Too bad. Boom. The little baby cutie cubby is complete. I have no idea what I could possibly put here. But it's here. And I'm proud of it. Next is this set of walls, which is going to be the last, but also most time-consuming one. Look at all of those blocks stuck in the walls. They're trying to escape, but they can't. Poor souls. Well, first wall is done, and honestly, that went by way quicker than I expected. This whole thing will be done before I know it, and then we can move to the main course. Ooh. I have an idea to do something fun with this cliffside. Okay. I am back to first person. No more funny third person angle. None of that nonsense. I hope it looked cool though. I guess I'll see when I'm done recording. I can see it. I can see the finish line to layer 3. It's right there. I just got one more wall, one more circle, and then I can do the arch. That thing is gonna be so difficult. But yep, that's the last circle. Wait a minute. Okay, catastrophe fixed. Wait, should I do a little funny? Want to see a magic trick? Did you see that? Did you see that? That's the best VR Minecraft magic trick you will have ever seen. How did I pull my bag out? That is... And it's gone. That's the second magic trick you'll see today. But now that that's done, I'm heading to a very, very special place because I finally get to start the arch. You know, it's kind of really obvious that there's something wrong with this arch. This leg right here desperately needs to be pushed forward before I can actually build this arch. I think I might do a similar thing with that leg, but yeah, we'll start right here and go from there. Okay, so something feels a little funny. I think the arch is too sharp. I think the curve is too sharp. I'm gonna ease it up a little bit. Maybe not. Okay, we'll put one here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Set to place a block there. There we go. Maybe there. And then here. Oh, I'm gonna have to get rid of this whole part of the skeleton. It's kind of irrelevant now. And it's confusing my brain. It's so funny because I'm editing the skeleton using terracotta again, even though I'm about to replace it all with the actual color palette of the canyon. Okay, I think I got something going. I'm gonna break the rest of this extra skeleton and then hop down and look. Okay. Oh wow, I messed that MLG up really bad. Gotta pick up on my terracotta. Alright, let's take a look. Okay, first glance not bad. Let me back up a little bit. I'm way too close. Nice! Yeah, I like that curve a lot more actually. I don't even remember what it looked like before now. That's how good it looks. And now, yeah, now that I have this one fixed, I want to mess with this curve a little bit more too. Alright. Now we can eat. How does this look though? That is the big question. Oh, that leg looks really funny from this angle. That might need to be changed. Okay, look at how subtle that curve is. Look at how perfect that curve is. I love that curve a lot more. I love this curve a lot more. I think these three legs are perfect. They're done. It's this leg now because from this angle, it's so weird. What does it look like from over here? I don't remember. I don't remember anything. I don't remember yesterday. Yeah, it comes in and then it comes right back out. And so it's kind of creating this ugly formation when you look at it from this angle. Now, I wonder if that will go away because those will just be walls going all the way up. Well, it's because it's going in here. It's going in. I don't know. I kind of like it. I like the silhouette. I like the shape we got going here. Like, looks funny. But if we think about it, when we get this whole wall in, the leg won't just be going that way. That's just because I was following the wall. The leg will also be going in that way. So I have an idea. I'm going to build one last piece of scaffolding, one last rib, one last bone of the skeleton. And that's just to show where... Oh, I didn't know that I did that. Okay. What is wrong with me? Okay, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so this lines up with that wall, so that'll look filled in. Say we kept it going this way. So now we've got the curve kind of going in instead of just seeing it go back out, because there's going to be a wall here that fills in this whole thing. So it's not going to look like it's four legs of the arch. It's just going to look like an arch. Okay, that kind of eases my mind a little bit. Since I've already been working on this side the most, I think I'm going to start filling it in right here. And it is much more scary now that I'm here. I think I'm even going to pull out some of my nether bricks again. Alright, first leg is in. Something feels a little funny about that specifically. I think it's how flat it is compared to this part, but I extended that a little bit. So I'm probably going to have to extend that one. I don't know if you can tell from here. A little bit out, and then that one, which should help this corner feeling right there. And then I don't think I'll know how it looks until I start getting this part in, which is terrifying. Alright, as we do with all our... Wow, that was a nice fall. As I do with every part of the canyon so far, is I'm going to build the base of it first. Okay. It's so hard to tell what anything looks like from the angle I'm in. Because I don't want to fill in half the arch and then it look bad and I have to destroy it. That's why I started with the skeleton. Here, maybe up here would help. I think this needs to be extended a bit more. How about this? I'm going to start with the approach that I connect it with this. Whatever lines up with the block I'm standing on, I will try to connect with it. And I could even double down and do it that way too, because at some point, obviously, those are going to have to connect. Okay. Alright, I've been filling it in a little bit, and yikes, the colors look terrible. Why is there nether brick touching red terracotta? I don't know, but it's not a terrible start. I think the colors need a lot of work, but the curve that's going on here is actually kind of perfect. I don't think I'll need to adjust that much in the end, but yeah, these colors need to be fixed. Alright, the first wall is filled in, and wow, that could have been bad. Oh, it looks so silly. The curve is really nice though, honestly. I think I just need to mess with the colors a little bit, maybe get rid of some of the netherrack there, and then adjust this whole area. I want the darker colors for shadow, but right here I kind of lost my way, so I'm going to fix that up a little bit. Okay. It's starting to look better. I think the shadow is starting to look like an actual shadow. So I'm going to continue filling in the wall on this side, and then the bridge. Alright, that is a whole wall done. That's like almost half of the arch already done. Listen, in your eyes it might not be already halfway done, but in my eyes this thing has taken weeks to record. So this arch, oh my god, it looks so good. It's just so nice to be flying through it like I am. Yep, so I just filled in this wall right here, and wow. This thing is looking like a thick boy. The skeleton really makes everything look so much skinnier and tinier, and it makes you want to bulk up on it, and then you do. And it's like, wow, that's not a little baby. That's a big man. I wasn't familiar with your game. But wow. Now should I fill in the bridge and then do that side of the arch, or do that side of the arch and then fill in the bridge? Can I? It looks so... This shadow looks so cool, but so funny. Wait, can I get like a higher view of this? Okay, from this angle, I think I need to pull back on the nether brick a little bit. Yeah, but when I had more netherrack up there, kind of looked funny. Okay, I have an idea. I am going to pull on the I am going to pull back on the nether brick, but I'm not going to make it look disgusting. Or at least, that's what I'm going to try to do. Okay, distribution of the nether brick looks a little bit better. A little bit more subtle. There's still a shadow, but it's not like a streak of poop against the arch. I think I'm going to fill in about half of the bridge. Just to really top off. Just to really complete this side of the arch. And that we can do this one. Oh god. Whoo! I would have died from that fall. No. No, I can immediately say no to the random netherrack up there. Well, hello, bunch of extra blocks. I would like you, please. Get in my belly. I'm going right back up there and getting rid of that netherrack. There we go. I keep looking at it from over there. Let's go this way. Oh, wow, I got a glimpse of the arch. Oh my god. Okay. I just spent an extra 20 minutes, which is probably about the time it took me to build the arch. But I just took an extra 20 minutes to fill in the wall, to adjust the curves a little bit, adjust the colors too. And now, that arch. The curve kind of looks funny from this angle, which I think should be a pretty easy fix. I just bring some of the blocks on this side out more, but it looks insane. I'm impressed. I didn't think these hands could do that. Alright, I'm gonna go fix that little arch of the canyon real quick. Alright, I've spent about the last half hour adjusting the bridge, especially this part, because you can kind of still see it, but the curve just wasn't looking that good. And then right under the bridge, you might notice that in some places it's looking very thick, and then in others, not thick at all. And that is only because I'm waiting to get this side done. And now, I think part of why it looks so tall now is because I finally have the walls filled in. Before, it was kind of just skeleton, and then boom, cool looking arch. Now, I have a wall, and it leads up the arch. And so now, especially this side, it doesn't look like it curves enough. It looks so tall, especially from this angle. So I'm gonna go start filling it in, and I think while I'm at it, I'm going to adjust the intensity of that curve. Alright, I've been building these walls a decent amount. I'm getting ready to begin the actual undercarriage of the arch, and I'm realizing that when I built this cliffside last episode, I completely disregarded the fact that there's going to be an arch right here, and I'm going to want more darker colors right here. So as I go up, I'm going to replace these colors with the proper blocks and then build the undercarriage of the arch. But before all that, I'm going to do this wall real quick, just to get it over with. Okay, I'm thinking, okay, this is kind of being annoying because I don't know how dark that's going to be up there. Alright, I say, I'm not even going to worry about adjusting this wall yet. I am going to head up here and fill in some of this bottom part of the actual arch, and then I'll come down and adjust all this. I feel like I'm going to be adding so many darks here that I'm going to have to adjust that more than I already have anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. What's wrong with it? Okay, obviously the color mismatch there is just terrible, but it looks like the whole build's leaning to the right. But it looks like... Oh, he's just hungry. Okay. Enjoy your... You want some bets? I'm trying to talk here, buddy. So, I can't see your face. I'm trying to pet you. Alright. As I was saying, it looks like the whole thing's leaning to the right. Does that look too left heavy now? kind of, but I like the direction we're going in. Flower, you are actually crazy. One second, I gotta... anyway, I like the direction it's going in. I just gotta thicken up that side. And I think we're golden. Okay, I know that I have to fix down there, and it's awful. It's not thickened. The colors are wrong. My throat is full of mucus because I'm still sick. But I'll fix all of it. It'll all be beautiful soon. Ooh, yeah, that's definitely helping with the problem of leaning to the right. Yeah, I need to thicken that guy up even more. Dang it, I just got back down, and I just broke all of the scaffolding it took to get up there. Oh my goodness. I don't have any orange terracotta on me. This is my orange terracotta shulker, and it's just gone. Let me see if there's anything down there. Otherwise, I have to ride back home real quick and make some more. Because I did get a bunch of normal terracotta from all this stuff. Yep, that's not orange terracotta. Alright, I'm gonna head home and dye some more. And honestly, it should be enough. I cannot possibly need that much more. Did I feed you? Whoops. Sorry, bud. There we go. Alright, orange terracotta refilled. Alright. Hello, beautiful bastard. Let's get back to work. Maybe the problem is this part. Not because of the color, but because I didn't compensate for the fact that this part is so bulgy. Counter argument, I actually don't think it matters. It is way too bulgy no matter what way I spin it. I need to fix it. Okay, that needs to be adjusted, but I think I do like it a little bit more. Does it look like it's leaning to the right? There's like, it does, but I don't think I should fatten this side up. I think I need to cut this side down. Okay, I'm liking that more. I think I should have kind of just left it alone in the first place, because this is kind of nice. All right, now this wall needs to be done. I'm gonna pull this up even more. I did a little bit of adjusting, and I filled in this wall. I think it's looking pretty good, if not a little flat, but I had to extend it from the skeleton in the first place, so it was going to be even worse before this. Oh, I forgot a block, but that's okay. And you know, once again, it does still feel a little heavy on the right. If we pull this back, it's going to flatten this up, which kind of gets rid of the overhang that I did. And I liked a lot when I originally did it. But I think it's going to make the arch look better. Okay, we're finally starting to see some improvement in the shape. I'm starting to like how it looks a lot. It's not super heavy on this right side anymore. And I think it's finally time for me to fix this color mismatch going on here. It's been bothering me for ages, so it's about time I do something about it. Alright, I'm liking where we're at. I think the color distribution is finally getting somewhere. We've got enough dark down here and enough light. And it fades into the light colors pretty nicely. And I think it's finally starting to match up with that. And in fact, I'm going to go up to this tree that I usually sit on and get a nice look. Oh my god, I actually really like it. Wow. It's nearly perfect. This wall is tall, but I don't mind it. The colors, they don't look off. They look like they're properly blended, and the shadows really help. All of the walls are filled in. All I gotta do is finish that bridge. I'm so close. We pretty much have a complete floor to stand on now. I just gotta make sure the undercarriage, the underside of this canyon, looks a little plump. Because before it looked too flat, and I need to fix that up. Okay. Now the floor is filled in. But I haven't seen what it looks like from the other side. That's a little nerve-wracking. I'm gonna eat this carrot. And I'm gonna take the big glimpse. I mean, I highly doubt it's gonna look like it's done, so... Ooh, look how close I was to missing that. Alright, and for the final reveal... Whoopsh. Ooh. Wow, that actually wasn't bad. I don't like it. Besides, like, that weird checkered pattern, it is perfect, kind of. 1 second, I'm gonna fix up that checkered pattern, and then maybe pull these out a little bit, and then it's done. Perfect. Oh my god, I couldn't ask for more. I don't even need to go up to that tree to see that this is just gorgeous. Oh my god, I love it so much. You know what? Wait, okay, I do still need to look at it from this side. Okay, wow. Yeah, from this angle, it's just perfect. It's gorgeous. I don't need to worry about this. I need to check on that side. But first, I want to clean up my inventory once and for all. This actually feels so nice. Probably one of my favorite parts of building a big project is emptying your inventory after. Oh, I put the red terracotta with the orange. And besides an entire shulker of regular terracotta, this is how much extra resources we have. But I wouldn't really count it as extra because next episode I'll be adding some caves into this thing, and those are definitely going to need more wall blocks. But let's see what this canyon looks like from this side, and I think on top of this ledge is perfect. Oh my god. It's so good looking. I'm so impressed by this. But I'm way too close still, so I'm gonna get up here. It's so gorgeous. Oh my god. I don't know which view. I like this one because it's a little further away. But I like that one because you can see the sky behind it and it adds to that view. I'm gonna say it again. That silhouette of a canyon. And with that, it's finally time to call it a day on the walls of the canyon. Next time, I gotta fill in these floors and probably even add a few caves. I'm really excited to see how that looks. I spent so much time on this video. So many blocks were placed. So many times I lifted this VR headset off my face and there's this big red imprint. It's just disgustingly ugly. So if this video brightened your day even a little bit, please, please, please smack that like button a little bit. It really does help me out. With that being said, my name is Goober. Until next time.